What if I told you that everything you learned in school about the first Americans might be wrong? Imagine footprints, frozen in time, that suggest humans were in North America thousands of years earlier than the textbooks ever admitted. These footprints were found not in some obscure corner of the world, but in Whitesands, New Mexico. They're not just faint impressions, these are clear human tracks, preserved in ancient layers of soil. The real shock? Scientists dated these prints to between 21,0 and 23,0 years ago. That's more than 10,0 years before the so-called Clovis culture was thought to be the first. For decades, the Clovis first model dominated classrooms. That spear-wielding hunters crossed an ice-free corridor about 13,0 years ago. But these footprints tell us a very different story. Picture it. Families walking across a muddy lakeshore during the last ice age. The climate was harsh. Mammoths roamed nearby. And yet humans were already here, leaving behind proof of their presence. The discovery turned archaeology upside down. Because if humans were already here 23,0 years ago, the old migration timeline collapses. Scientists used radiocarbon dating on seeds trapped inside the layers of sediment. Multiple labs verified the results. This wasn't a mistake or a fluke. The evidence was so strong that even skeptics had to admit something extraordinary was uncovered in Whitesands. But here's the kicker. If people were in North America that early, how did they get here? The beringlandbridge would have been locked under ice sheets at the time. Some suggest early humans might have traveled by boat along the Pacific coast, following kelp forests rich in food. Others believe small groups could have crossed much earlier, before the glaciers expanded. That means waves of humans could have entered the continent long before Clovis. What's fascinating is that the footprints aren't just random. They include tracks of children, teenagers, and adults. This was family life, not just hunters. Imagine a young girl walking barefoot across wet ground, her steps captured forever by mineralized sand. It's not just data, it's a human story. In one set of prints, a child's tracks overlap with giant sloth footprints. Did they follow the animals? Did they play near them? The scene is almost cinematic. These aren't just clues, they're time capsules of daily life during an era we barely understand. The implications reach beyond America. If people were in New Mexico 23,0 years ago, then human migration out of Asia must have started much earlier. That reshapes not only American prehistory, but the entire map of human expansion. Think about it. Maybe humans didn't just trickle across a frozen bridge once. Maybe they explored, adapted, and survived here far earlier than we ever imagined. And this isn't the first challenge to Clovis first. Stone tools found in Texas and Oregon also hint at older occupations. But footprints? They carry a power tools never could. They're direct evidence of human presence, of people walking, living, and leaving their mark. These tracks make us feel their presence in a way that stone points or bones simply don't. You can stand over them today and see the steps of someone just like you. It's humbling. It means our species' story in the Americas is older, more complex, and more mysterious than we thought. What else have we missed? How many other sites are hiding beneath soil, waiting to change history? Some archaeologists think there may be dozens of pre-Clovis sites, but funding and skepticism have slowed down discoveries. Yet, with every footprint, every bone fragment, the old narrative crumbles. The footprints are also important because they were studied with rigorous science. This wasn't fringe speculation. It was confirmed with multiple dating techniques. That matters, because history needs more than just bold claims. It needs evidence that stands up to global scrutiny. And that's what Whitesands has provided. Rock-solid proof that the human story in America is deeper than Clovis. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. What happened to these early people? Did they vanish in the cold grip of the Ice Age? Or did their descendants mingle with later arrivals? Genetic evidence suggests multiple waves of migration into the Americas. Some groups may have left little trace in today's populations. That opens the door to mysteries of lost lineages, ancient humans who walked here but left no clear descendants. It's haunting to think about. Entire peoples forgotten, except for footprints in the sand. This is where archaeology crosses into storytelling. Every track is a silent voice, echoing across millennia. The Whitesands discovery forces us to ask how much of history is still buried, and how much have we misunderstood. Imagine if 1,000 years from now, someone finds your footprint and builds an entire story around it. That's what scientists are doing today. And yet, even with new evidence, debates rage on. Some cling to the comfort of old models. Others embrace the unknown, willing to redraw maps of the human journey. This clash isn't just about science, it's about identity, culture, and who gets to tell the story of America's beginnings. Because if humans were here before Clovis, then Native American ancestry stretches even deeper into the past than we knew. For indigenous peoples, this isn't just data, it validates oral traditions that speak of ancient roots in the land. Science is finally catching up to stories told for generations. The footprints whisper that human history is not neat, not linear, but braided with complexity. And that's the beauty of it. We are not bound by a single timeline, but by a web of journeys. The whitesands site is more than archaeology. It's a reminder that we've only scratched the surface of our past. Every new discovery is like pulling a thread. And once you tug, the whole tapestry starts to unravel. The story of humanity in the Americas is still being written, one footprint at a time. And now, the question isn't, were people here before Clovis, but how many generations came before, and what were their lives like? That's what makes this journey exciting. History isn't locked in stone, it's alive, changing, reshaping with every dig. If you want to keep walking deeper into mysteries like this, don't stop here. Hit subscribe, join me on this journey through time, and let's uncover the hidden chapters of human history together.